On behalf of the Abu Dhabi Festival, I'm delighted to welcome one of the world's most celebrated violin virtuosos and UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, Maxim Vengerov. Welcome, Maxim.
Shukran.
Maxim, I understand that you started performing at a very young age. How did it all start, and what role did education play, or music education play, in your development?
I was very lucky to be born in Russia, because among great musicians that have come from this wonderful country, there were a lot of great education and many good teachers, professors. And as we say that each child has a talent, but this talent has to be put in the right soil, like the seed and the flower. And, so I was very lucky to have the right teachers and to have great parents that supported me all the way through from my very, very young years.
Maxim, tell us, what are some of the challenges you have faced throughout your career?
One of the biggest challenges as a traveling musician is that music is just part of what I do. The big part of the other side of music is traveling. Also is a traveling stress, because if I have concert today in Abu Dhabi, tomorrow I have to be flying to London, and then next day I have to have a bit of a jet lag and to play in London. So it takes a lot of willpower and mind control. And actually, everything is solved by by one thing. If you are feeling passionate about something, then you'll get through everything. And this is actually the challenge, because the knowledge that you acquire through your study time, it doesn't have to become your only job. It's basically the whole passion, your life.
You have performed all over the world to sell out concerts. Give us one of your favorite memories on stage.
My favorite memories of stage is already when I started playing. I was 5 years old, and I remember I would always forget where I am and what I'm doing. It was just purely music, and my parents recover memories of my first concert as I started to play for audience, and I lost myself in music. I was so concentrated that I started little by little turning away from the audience. So when I finished my performance, I bowed not to the audience but to the wall.
Wow.
So this biggest and the greatest memories of losing yourself in music, I think, is the greatest presence of my life. It's like in sort of Eastern way, like you would say, meditation.
Yes. We know that many performing artists, they have some sort of routine that they carry out before going on stage. Do you have one?
Of course there's a routine. You have to be mentally prepared. Being on stage is not something you do in your regular life. You wake up, you have your own routine, you work, you prepare for a concert, but then is a show time. You have to communicate the message of music through musical sounds to the audience, and that is very special. This event, it takes you places, it gives you opportunity to express yourself, to express the what we call the without words. In music, you express the energy in the message.
Going to a very interesting question. As I mentioned earlier, you are a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Tell us a little bit more about the overall experience.
From 1997, I've had the pleasure and the big opportunities in my life to travel not only to the places where usually people would hear classical concerts, in music. But I would, my capacity of UNICEF's Goodwill Ambassador would take me to places where music is hardly ever being heard. For instance, I would go to Hill Tribes community in Thailand, in northern Thailand, or I would go to East Harlem, I would go to Uganda, Southern Sudan. I would go and perform in the very hot areas of Bosnia and Herzegovina in the former Yugoslavia countries. I would play for the communities, for children, traumatized children that have trouble communicating. But through music, I've seen the greatest joy that without words you can open and break ice, you can break boundaries. And it's the biggest privileges of my life that I can speak through music with my violin to people.
Sounds amazing. The Abu Dhabi Festival is a gateway for classical music in the Middle East. What are you hoping to take away from your experience and from your upcoming performance here in the UAE?
I've heard so many wonderful things about Abu Dhabi and about this festival, but when I came here I was so pleasantly surprised in the most positive way what has been done here for mixed cultures. It's not only Middle Eastern music, it's Western, Eastern music, North, South. So basically it's Abu Dhabi is an ideal place to create a center for world music, and that's what is actually happening here at this festival created by Madame Kanu. Thanks that Abu Dhabi is doing this. This is, I think, is a great example for many countries to follow, because here people can meet and discuss the world's challenges through music without words. And isn't it incredible? Music serves a great mission here in Abu Dhabi. It's like a universal language, Esperanto, that one can understand.
Definitely.
And I'm going away from Abu Dhabi with the greatest souvenirs and greatest memories, and I'm definitely going to tell all my friends how beautiful and what are the potentials here in your country.
I'm glad to hear that. And we come to our last question, and my favorite. What advice would you give young Emiratis who are considering a creative career?
First of all, I think the young Emiratis are facing the new challenge in our 21st century. Is they have to see themselves as one of the centers of the world, because you have a perfect location between West and the East. You are right in the middle, so you can. I think it's young people from Emiratis. They have a challenge. They have a mission to connect all cultures, to embrace it, to acknowledge that they can do a lot for the world. And of course you are very open-minded, and that is a great step for tomorrow, and that will definitely give a very positive results, and you can serve a great example to the rest of the world.
Definitely. Maxim, thank you very much for your time. We wish you all the best, and we hope to see you again in Abu Dhabi soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.